What is going on, beautiful people? Welcome to another episode of Aware Narcissist Sundays. I am your host, your conductor, Lee Hammock, better known as Mental Illness, the diagnosed self-aware narcissist from TikTok, all over social media and whatnot. Y'all, this series right here is dedicated to other narcissists and toxic people. Survivors and victims can watch them as well to get a better understanding of the little subtle intricacies of the narcissist mind and whatnot. But this a lot of people want to make a series for the narcissist to help them understand, help if they want to go get help and whatnot. This is the series for that. This playlist that this video is in is the playlist for that right there, y'all. So let's hop into today's episode. Stop running from accountability. Stop lying to yourself. That's the title of today's episode. Stop lying to yourself and running from accountability. Because that's what most narcissistic people are doing, y'all. We are running from accountability. We are running from shame. We are running away from the pain and things like that inside of our minds. You see what I'm saying? There could be no success. There could be no... I just feel like you will never, ever live up to your full potential, possibly, if you keep running from accountability. That's just that's my perspective on. That's how my mind works. And I've talked to, I do one-on-ones with people who think they are narcissists, who think they have high narcissistic traits and things like that, to tell my story to them personally and see what we can do, see what kind of consensus that we can come to. But I tell people all the time, you have to be open, honest, and vulnerable in therapy. But you also have to stop running from accountability, because therapy is just step one, y'all. Therapy is the first step in healing and getting better and working on yourself. You have to stop running from accountability, not just from your partner, not just from your kids, but accountability for yourself. You see what I'm saying? So many people get into these dynamics in these spaces where you want to make excuses for every single thing that we do. We make excuses for why we make excuses for why we treat other people badly. We make excuses for how we make excuses for why we treat other people badly. We make excuses for how we are where we are in life. We make excuses for how we were raised. You see what I'm saying? You have to stop making excuses and hold yourself accountable and keep moving forward. Let me rephrase this real quick. You are not responsible for how you were raised. You cannot control it. You don't, and everything, y'all. You do not get to pick your parent. You do not get to choose your parent. You don't get to pick them. You don't get to choose them. No way, shape, or form does that happen for you. You see what I'm saying? No way, shape, or form does that. You don't get to pick your parent. But when you, like I said, you can't choose your parent. You can't choose how you were raised, but you can decide to work on yourself. You can decide to go get help. You can decide to empower yourself in a way that is beneficial for you and things like that. You know what I mean? You have to be able to empower yourself on this journey, because if you don't, you're going to get taken advantage of yourself. You're never going to be who you want to be as long as you're running from accountability, as long as you're telling yourself, as long as you're lying to yourself. One thing a lot of narcissists do, including myself, we lie to ourselves. We lie to everybody else, okay? That's understandable. We lie to everybody else, right? But we also lie to ourselves. We lie to ourselves about how we got here. We lie to ourselves about our actual happiness. We lie to ourselves about our actual goals in life. We lie to ourselves about loving ourselves. We lie to ourselves about loving our children. We lie to ourselves about loving our partners. We lie to ourselves about every single little thing, y'all. Stop lying to yourself. Tell yourself the fucking truth. Because the only way you get to where you want to go in life is if you tell yourself the truth. I have an issue. I have problems. I might be a narcissist. Even if I'm not a narcissist, it doesn't mean I'm automatically a good person. Oh, I'm not a narcissist. It doesn't automatically mean you're holier than thou. It doesn't automatically qualify you as a good person. It doesn't automatically give you anything in life. Nothing in life is guaranteed because you admit to being a narcissist. What do you expect to get in that? Because you see what I'm saying? You have to be able to press forward and stop lying to yourself. Tell yourself the truth. Because once you stop lying to yourself and you start telling yourself the truth, it allows you to open up and be open and honest and tell other people the truth. It allows you to stop running from shame and take accountability for the role that you play in your life. You have to take accountability for the role that you play in your life. You have to take accountability. You have to. Because if you do not, you end up in this perpetual life of unhappiness and blame shifting and it's not a good life. I've been there. I'm still there sometimes. I find myself lying to myself. Something like I find myself even right now, after nearly 6 years of therapy, that I still find myself lying to myself about whether or not I'm actually happy. Am I actually happy right now? No, I'm not happy. I can't be happy. Narcissists can't be happy. I lie to myself all the time. I have to tell myself the truth and just be like, look, let me tell myself the truth. Let me hold myself accountable for my actions, and that allows some healing. That allows some growth to happen. You see what I'm saying? You have to work on you. You have to be willing to work on you. And is this me saying that your partner is perfect? No, we all make mistakes. No human being on this planet is perfect. We all make mistakes, but this is how I feel about in my own personal relationship dynamic. I've made a lot of mistakes. Is my wife perfect? No, she has also made mistakes, but my mistakes outnumber hers by a lot. My mistakes outnumber hers by a lot. She has had her own childhood trauma that she has to deal with, and on top of having to deal with me. So she herself is in therapy because she knows, she understands that she has the things that she has to work on herself. I'm not calling them issues. I'm saying things that she needs to work on. So she's working on her. I'm working on me. And then we come together and we communicate better, and we have more authentic, genuine conversations because both of us have, got other perspectives before we approach each other sometimes. You know what I mean? But you have to be in your own unique space, your own unique mindset in order to get to where you want to go. You have to be willing to work on yourself. You have to be willing to stop lying to yourself, stop lying to everybody else, tell yourself the truth, and allow yourself to the first person you need to allow to. I know most narcissists don't allow anybody to hold us accountable, right? So the first person that we need to allow to hold us accountable is ourselves. We have to allow us to hold ourselves accountable first. And guess what, y'all? I'm going to go ahead and warn you right now. Accountability sucks. Accountability sucks. Imagine taking accountability for your actions and putting your kids in therapy for some stuff that you have said and done to them. That's where I'm at right now. Accountability sucks to the point where I just fight back on my kids having to go to therapy for things that I've said to them, for things that I might have done to them in the past. That sucks. There's a lot of shame associated with that. But guess what happens? If I don't deal with it, it festers and it gets worse. If I don't deal with the issues, if I'm scared to talk to my kids, if I'm scared to talk to my therapist, if I'm scared to talk to my wife, if I'm scared to talk to my friends and family, then guess what? It's like a wound. It's like an open wound. It just festers and gets worse and gets infected. And when I just needed some, for this wound, if I just needed some peroxide and a Band-Aid, now I let it fester, so now I gotta get my whole arm amputated. Stop letting your emotions fester. Stop letting your shame fester, because when you let shame fester, it does get worse. It just grows. That's why I call shame the shame monster, because if you don't knock it down, if you don't attack it head up, if you keep avoiding accountability, you're just feeding the shame. You're absolutely just feeding the shame. And shame is always hungry. Shame has an insatiable appetite. Shame is always hungry. Shame has an insatiable appetite. Shame is always ready for more. When you run from accountability and you lie to yourself, shame is like, ooh, delicious. When you lie to other people and you try to hold them accountable for what you do to them, shame is like, ooh, delicious. You're feeding shame pizza. Shame is on an unhealthy diet. Shame is just going to keep eating stuff up. Shame is going to eat up what you feed it. But shame does not. Shame is like, it's like a spoiled kid. It doesn't eat its vegetables. Shame doesn't like accountability. Accountability and telling the truth and going to get help is feeding shame vegetables. And shame doesn't like vegetables. It pushes the plate away. Shame doesn't want to eat those vegetables. Shame does not like leafy greens. Shame is not trying to eat healthy. The more unhealthy you feed it, the worse it gets. You see what I'm saying? Some of our shame has eaten so much bullshit over the years. Is obese. Our shame is obese within us. And the bigger the shame gets, the more obese we feel internally. You want to express that stuff externally. Hold yourself accountable. Everybody's not trying to attack you. I'm serious. Not everybody is trying to attack you. Are some people trying to attack you? Yeah, some people are trying to come after you. But not everybody's trying to attack you. Some people are trying to help you. Some people are trying to offer you constructive criticism. Some people are trying to help you grow. But until you stop fighting them and pushing back on them, there's no growth. The growth is not going to happen for you like that. It just isn't. So you have to absolutely work on you to get to where you want to go, or you're gonna lead an unhappy existence. You're gonna keep blaming everybody else. To the end of time, you're just gonna keep blaming everybody else. Oh, I'm unhappy because of my wife. I'm unhappy because of my kids. I'm unhappy because of this. You're unhappy because you're unhappy with everybody else because you're unhappy with yourself. You have to be happy internally before you can be happy externally. That's just the way it goes, y'all. I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, but that's literally just the way it goes, y'all. You have to empower yourself, because if you don't, you're just gonna get taken advantage of, y'all. You're gonna take advantage of yourself, waste your time, waste your life. Your kids are gonna hate you and not talk to you. Your wife or your husband is gonna leave you. You have to be able to take accountability. You have to stop lying to yourself, and you have to start going forward and facing your fears. And your biggest fear is yourself. As a narcissist, some of my biggest fears just happen within myself. You know what I mean? Mindset wise. So again, y'all, at the end of the day, you have to empower yourself, because if you don't, buckle up. You're gonna have a bumpy, horrible life, and you're gonna be lonely, and you're gonna wonder why you're lonely. You're gonna start you're gonna keep lying to yourself in the future, and you can keep blaming everybody else for how you feel. Stop blaming everybody else. You know, blame more effectively. I'm not telling you to stop blaming. I'm telling you to blame from the depth of your heart, from the depth of your soul, to go get the help that you need, to go get the help to help you thrive, as opposed to survive. You just thrive, y'all. Yeah, one way you can help yourself is by loving yourself more, y'all. And my self-love journal, y'all hear me talk about, is not just for survivors and victims of narcissistic toxic abuse or anybody. This is for narcissists too. I do this. I fill out my own self-love journal because I know I need it. I know I need to learn how to love myself. Look at my page right here. I'm aware. It says I'm aware of who I am and what I deserve. I am very aware of the things that I can control and of the things that I cannot. What are you aware of? Self-love journal is available on Amazon, y'all. Oopsie doopsie. Anyways, y'all, thank y'all for tuning in. Interact with the video. If y'all want me to keep doing Self-Aware Sundays, these videos still do the worst, of course. I knew we were gonna do the worst, but I'm gonna still keep pumping them out, because I promised myself, I stopped lying to myself, that I'm gonna keep doing these videos. Anyways, y'all, like and subscribe for more. And as always, mental illness is out. Peace.